Cacao oats cookie. Now this cookie for me has superpowers. It helped me to lower my bad cholesterol and I absolutely like the taste. It is full of not just oats but also ground chia seeds and many antioxidants from cacao. Absolutely delicious. So I start with an apple. So I use green apples. You can peel it. I choose not to. So you just cut into the pieces and put into your really strong blender. So it's going to make pretty much like a liquid out of the whole apple. And why we are doing this? Because I'm going to use the traditional rolled oats. So you need traditional, not quick cooking oats. And we are going to put half a cup on one apple. So what this apple juice does, it's almost cook it. So it makes it very nice and palatable because you always have to hydrate your oats before you use them. So this is a little bit messy, but it is full of goodness and it's absolutely going to help even your gut microbiota. So really healthy for you. As you can see, the apple is pretty much like a liquid, and we are just going to mix it all in really well. And once I do that, I leave it in a fridge. You can leave it overnight, you can leave it for 1 hour. It is entirely up to you. You just want the oats to start being hydrated slightly. So while that is being prepared, I've also ground half a cup of chia seeds. So they're completely ground in a spice blender, however you can do it. And now I'm going to put some water into it as well. So I'm going to fill it up to 1 cup. So we have half cup of the ground chia and another half a cup of water. So just so you can see. And then very important to mix it up. Otherwise you'll have pockets of the chia that it just has no hydration. So I use a fork. I find that fork works really well in just pushing everything through, so you want everything coated. It does look not the most appetizing, but it absolutely helps not just your gut microbiota, but it helps your entire body. The chia seeds are absolutely famous for the quantity of goodness they pack in. So we'll just leave that for another 15-20 minutes. Now here I have about half a cup of finely chopped walnuts. If you don't want to use walnuts, you can use any other type of nut that you like, or you can completely leave it out. Now this is the quarter cup of the cacao, the raw cacao powder. Now raw cacao powder is absolute powerhouse of the antioxidants. And to all this I'm going to add our apple. So this is our apple and oat mix. So again, looks a bit funny, but it will all come together and you will be amazed how good it tastes. And this is chia as well, so you can see the hydration is just about right. So this is going to plop like you wouldn't believe it. But it is not dry. It is, if anything, a little bit slimy, if you like. And now we have a really important task of mixing everything up. Now to sweeten, I use stevia, half a teaspoon of stevia, which replaces 1 cup. If you like it sweeter, you may choose to add some ground xylitol as well, because this is borderline sweet, but you can add additional sweetener. I wouldn't go with more stevia because it can become bitter. You already have raw cacao, but if you add a little bit of xylitol, as in previous videos, absolutely amazing. Now just to mix it up, because it's a little bit dry, I'm adding quarter of the cup of almond coconut milk and 1 tablespoon of tapioca. Tapioca is going to bind everything together for us. Again, using a fork to mix it all up. If you don't want to use almond milk, you can use plain water. I don't generally tend to use milk in this particular recipe, but if you're absolutely stuck, you can as well. So almond coconut milk here with 1 tablespoon of tapioca, and we are just going to mix it all in. So this is actually going to bind everything together. If you leave the tapioca out, it's just not quite the same. It's still eatable, but it's a lot harder to put it together, even though we're using 1 tablespoon only. So this is pretty much done. Once you can't see the powder, it is completely mixed in, and we are going to bake it. So I have this really cute pan, which gives me individual pieces. You can just bake it in one go and cut it afterwards. It really doesn't matter. So I have preheated the oven to about 320 Fahrenheit, and we are just going to bake it for 10 to 12 minutes, depending on your oven. They're all slightly different. So nearly done. So I do like to smooth it out because there's no rising agents. It's just going to look how you place it in a pan. That's how it's going to bake. And again, this is done. So it's going to oven for about 12 minutes, 12 to 15. And this is how it looks afterwards. So it just darkens. And I'll just leave it to cool slightly in a pan, and then we'll just take it out. And it is absolutely delicious. So the best part is, this is a slide you can have your tea with your coffee in the morning. You can make it sweeter, but it is full of oats, it's full of chia. It really helps your body absorb all the bad cholesterol. Well, at least it helped me. So absolutely amazing. And don't you like the cute kookaburras? I hope you enjoy.